Okay. We're back. Let's continue on. So I just did that lightning, and that lightning is coming across this bird's body, okay, which is now a world. And let's do some small stars. So that's just some little flick outs. Okay, so let's just do some little flick outs. I'd like to do 3 little flick outs. And I'm going to go right over, I'm going to put stars on the planets. I'm going to put stars on the bird's body, everywhere. Okay. We'll also throw in some birds. Okay. Hopefully I am close enough for you guys to see. All right, so I've thrown some smaller stars all over the place. Now let's throw in some shooting stars. Okay, let's do one. We'll do one coming right off that planet right there. Cool. Now that's kind of a thick one, which I could leave it, but I kind of don't want to. Okay, let's try that. All right, so I'm going to do it again. Put a dot there, and then just do a flick out. Okay, that looks good. See, make sure you guys are seeing that right there. Okay. Sorry, you guys, I'm not closer up on here. It's harder to get really super close when I'm working down here. It's easier when I'm working up by the sky because I'm working on such a long piece of paper. Okay, so there's another shooting star. And if there's like a small dot already there, you don't have to make a dot again. You could just, you know, flick out from there and do your shooting star. I'm going to try to go this way. I'm at a weird angle, so we'll see if it works out. Yep, that worked out. Cool. And if it doesn't work out, you know what you can do? Erase it. Or just take your baby wipe and wipe it off. Like I don't like that one, so let's take our baby wipe and wipe that off. Let's try it again. There we go. Like that better. I am loving this lightning coming across all the planets. Now the last thing we want to do is let's make some let's do some birds. Okay, I have some black acrylic paint right here. So we're going to still use that little liner brush. And we're going to make birds. So you guys can see it's just one small little technique after the next. Now I'm creating these little worlds for my Angie's Angels to go into. But you could create these little worlds and that's it. You don't need to put a girl that you drew or a mermaid or a fairy. You don't do any of that if you don't want to. I just like creating these worlds for my, I call them my Angie's Angels, whether they're mermaids, fairies, whatever. Okay, birds everywhere. And I love birds going right over the planets. I think that just makes the planets look even more real because you got birds flying on the planet, over the planet, through the planet. I think that makes it even look better. Okay. That looks good. I'm going to throw some little birds See if you guys are seeing that. Like right here. Yeah, I'm just going to throw some birds. This is the dresser right here. This was a dresser where all this water's pouring off this dresser. I'm just going to throw some little birds there too while we're at it. Oh, you know what? That looks like a big bird. I'm going to leave that. I just made that little mark right there. But that looks like a bird. So we're going to leave it. Don't think everything has to be perfect. Sometimes you make a little mark, you're like, oh, that's a cool little bird. In fact, I might start making birds like that. Okay. Loving that. Okay, let me just make sure you guys are seeing that. So cool. Okay, so the next thing that I want to work on, I'm not going to work on this hummingbird because the same techniques that I used on this bird's body is what I'm going to do on this hummingbird up here. Okay, so I don't want to repeat myself just for the sake of time for this video. But we're going to make another separate little world out of this whole little collage that I did down here. And I want to do the same thing that I did up there with that clock, create some color here. So we're going to do big areas of color. And we still want to be able to see, when we're done, we still want to be able to see kind of the design below. So we'll get a really cool layered effect, I think. If you're going to do this with acrylic paint, you'll probably have to do it with a little bit, with a baby white maybe, or maybe wet your finger a little bit too. So, okay, I'm just going in right now, and I didn't even wet my finger. I'm just rubbing, and I'm liking that right now. Okay, again, rubbing, and I didn't wet it. And when I'm blending it, I'm making sure I blend that into the next color too, so that everything blends together. So blend that into the color that's next to it, and just blend hard. There we go. You know what, down here, we need to have a couple more colors, like some purple needs to come in here. And a little bit of lighter pink needs to come in here. Okay. Cool. And I would rub my finger when I'm done off a little bit, so that, you know, you don't rub, you know, so you don't contaminate each color. You still want to see each color, the difference. That looks awesome. Look how cool that looks, you guys. God, that looks cool. Okay. Let me just make sure you guys are seeing all that. Okay. That looks really cool. Let me see if I can come in a little. I can't come any closer. That's as close as I can get. Okay. But I think that looks so cool. And that's done with these color sticks. Like I said, you could do that with acrylic paints also. I would probably maybe use a baby wipe when I did that, and just experiment around, but probably a baby wipe. For the pink, you probably only have to use a baby wipe because there's not very much pigment on in there, okay? It'll still remain translucent. So, okay, anyway. So now we're here. Let's just treat this as one big planet here, right? So let's do some splatters on there. So you guys, the next thing after this, hoping my camera doesn't turn off before I'm done talking. The next thing after this is going to be, I'm going to draw my girl, which is going to be a mermaid. It's going to be the Little Mermaid. It's going to be a tribute to the Little Mermaid, Disney Little Mermaid. And she'll live in this world. That was my goal last year. It's been my goal for the last couple of years to do all the Disney princesses. And I've never reached that goal yet. So we're going to try it again this year. I've done Jasmine. I've done Meridia, which I need to put her in a world. I haven't put her in a world. I've done Pocahontas. I think that one's going to come out for sale this week. I put her in a world at end of last year, in the middle of last year, into one of these fantasy worlds. That one turned out really pretty. So, okay, so now we have all the stars on there that we splattered. And then let's throw in some, let's throw some lightning in on this too. Okay, right across. Let's just throw some lightning coming right across. Thick and thin, and okay. And we'll throw the lightning right across like that. And we'll throw it right into the, that's cool. So the lightning is going from here all the way onto that bird. So it really makes this whole painting, everything connected. Okay. And we'll throw some lightning more there. Okay. And we'll throw some more lightning here. Cool. So now we got that lightning. Let's throw some same MO that we've been doing. Okay. Same MO. Let's throw some small stars all over this. 3 little flick outs. These are our medium-sized stars. Our small stars, of course, are the splatters. I know I say the same things over and over and over, but, you know, really repetition is really how we learn, right? So when you hear the same thing over and over and over, it really cements it into your head. And it's also cemented into my own head. Okay, now let's do some shooting stars. And then I want to get to some silhouettes, silhouettes of people, which we will get to here shortly before this video ends. Let's throw some shooting stars into this little galaxy part down here. Make sure we've got, let me throw some little medium-sized stars down here. There we go. And I'm not going to be able to finish up every little detail on this video, you guys, so I will finish it up off camera. All the, even probably a few more details. I'll finish it up off camera, and then, there we go. And then, when I come back, we'll work on the Little Mermaid to put in here. And it's it's a tribute to the Little Mermaid from Disney. Okay, so we have enough going on now. We have lightning. We have completely overdone this world. We have lightning. We have shooting stars, regular stars, small stars. We've got a lot going on in this little planet here, which I think looks so cool. And in the very, very background of the whole thing, you have these diamonds that look like maybe little bubbles. You have like this watch face coming through like it's a clock. It's cool. I really, really like it. Okay. I just got paint all over my damn. Now, I'm going to do a quick sampling of how to do little silhouettes of people with black paint. Where are we going to put these people at? Okay, we're going to go back up to the rose. Okay, I want to show you something really quick, though. Where this bird's body is, there's like a little line right here, okay? Where I can go ahead and make this into a bridge the whole way. All of this right here could be a bridge with people on top of it, on top of this bird's body, which I will do. But I want, and I'll do that off camera. But on camera, I want to do it on where the rose is at. Let me just bring this like right here. And see if I need to go over this way or not. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to do it right there, a little quick sampling. It doesn't have to be that quick. We still have like 14 minutes. Okay. If my camera does turn off, you guys, just know we'll be done with this part. I'll finish it up off camera, and I'll come back and I'll have my Little Mermaid drawn out, and we'll color her in together, and then we will collage her into this little mermaid slash fairy world. Okay? Okay, so the little people, make sure we're close enough. Should be. See if I can come in a little closer. Okay. So I just make like a little head, a little body, and then some legs. Okay? And you can make them different sizes. Like I'm going to start this one like here. So there's a head. Kind of I make like a little triangle that's pointing this way, or you can point it the other way. Kind of come down a little bit for a body, right? And then just throw some legs on there. Okay. There we go. And you can do some really small ones so it looks like there's little kids. You can make like a triangle like this, like a triangle that doesn't even, like the head's not even going to the right. Just make a triangle. So like the person's just standing looking straight forward. And then throw some legs on there. Okay. So these little people, little silhouettes of people, just live in your brush. Okay. I'm going to put a little person right there. Let's put a tall person here. Okay. So these little people just live in your brush. See how cool that looks. We'll throw some more over here. Okay. And so, see those little people, they're just living in your brush. Just little silhouettes of people. I'm going to put a person. Do I want to put any there? No. Okay, let's go. We have time. I didn't know if we were going to have time. So let's go down to the body of this bird. Down here at the bottom. Let's see. We're right. Make sure that we can. I'm just going with my finger to see, make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Cool, I finally got in closer. Let's go ahead and put a little white line here so it looks like there's like a little bit of like snow there. So it just defines more of what they're going to be walking on. So the top of this bird's body is going to be like a little mountain, right? With a little bit of snow on it. So I'm going to take my white paint again and just, in a very messy way, apply some snow on top of this bird's body. Okay. Because you need something for these people to be on, right? And do it kind of messy because snow isn't going to be like a straight line, right? So when you do this, make sure that it's not perfect. You can even throw some little bumps on top of there. Okay. Okay. So again, let's go back to the black paint. Make sure you guys are still there, and you are. Thank goodness. Make sure you guys are seeing that line. Yeah, you see the line. Okay, so I may or may not keep that line completely across the planet. I'm not sure if I'm liking this line on this planet. I'm not, so just a second. This is the beauty of this whole thing. If you don't like something after you do it, you can just take your baby wipe and wipe it off. Okay. So I'm not liking the line coming across right there. Kind of blend that, whatever I just did, back in a little bit. There we go. I don't like that white line coming all the way across. I want that white line, I think, just to end. Let me get another brush real quick. Okay, I think I want that line just to end like right here. Yeah, I do. Okay, so it's not going all the way across here. I wasn't quite digging that, so. I may dig it later, but I'm not digging it right now. So, let's take the black paint. And let's start putting some little silhouettes of people. Okay. Okay. We'll put a smaller little person here. And let the people just come out the way they come out. Don't try to make your people all the same. And they'll just look more natural because, you know, nobody looks the same. I just gave this person like a little, like they're fishing a little bit with a little fishing pole, with a little fishing pole, and the line just went down like that. It's a fantasy world. They could just all of a sudden just bust out fishing. You're like, okay, Angela, whatever. I'm going to do a little person right here. And then we're going to do another person here that's a little bit bigger. And we're going to do a smaller person here. Okay. Again, if my camera turns off, you guys, just know that this will be the end of this video. There'll be end of making these little worlds. And that we will go to, I'm going to draw the little mermaid out. We will color her up together using a lot of Jane Davenport's mixed media stuff, which I love, obsessed with. And then we will collage her into this world. That looks really cool. Love this. I am loving, okay, let me just see if you guys are seeing. Okay. Right here is the tail. I don't feel like I need to put snow on the tail. But I do want people walking on here, so let's just put some little people walking on the tail. Like, we'll turn the tail into a little bridge. Okay. And we'll put some. And I like to put a little space in between the people. Like, see how I have like this person way back here and these two people together and these two people here? I kind of like that, so. Like any other type of family, they're not all together. Okay. Also, in this, we got a couple more minutes before my camera turns off. In this world, I could have thrown some birds in, which I hadn't done yet, so let's just throw some birds. Which I think looks really cool. Okay, so throwing in some little birds. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little quiet, just looking for places to put birds. There we go. So we got birds going everywhere too, which I think looks really, really cool. Okay. That looks awesome. Okay, so let's just take a bigger look at this whole thing before my camera turns off. There we go. So this is what the world looks like. Okay. Come in a little closer so you guys can see. There we go. Okay. And then I will bring this like this so you guys can keep seeing up closer how this all looks. this way. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep bringing this back a little bit. I think that that'll, so you guys can keep seeing how this has turned out. I think this looks really, really cool. And there we go. Okay, and then let me just bring this all the way down, bring this out a little bit. I can only get so close on everything because of the way things are. Okay, I mean, just because of how long this paper, I'm working on 11 by 14 piece of cardstock, white cardstock, so it's hard to like get everything in. So I love how this little world turned out, you guys. I do need to do a little bit of finishing up work. I need to finish up the planets here and a few little things here and there. But when we come back, I'm going to draw out my little mermaid. We will color her up together, and then lastly would be to collage her into the rest of this. Okay, that's it for this one, you guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. You can give this video a thumbs up. That'd be great. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. And I'll talk to you guys next video. Bye!